I travel all over. I look at markets all over the world, and Dallas is the hottest market that we've ever seen. The cash flow is higher, the prices are lower, the rents are higher. So it's an unbelievable time to invest in Dallas, and one that we'll never see again in our lifetime. The inventory is going down very quickly, and the prices are going up very quickly, as with rents are going up very quickly. It's actually a perfect storm for investing right now in Dallas. What we see is the big factors, the 5 factors you look at for investing in a property anywhere in the United States. What I look at is population growth, job growth, cost of living index, market motivators, and regional indicators. Let's talk about each one of those. We're seeing the largest population growth in U.S. history in Texas right now. They're expecting 1,070,000 people this year alone. So last year we had 478,000. This year, 1,070,000. It's larger population increase than New York in the 1930s. So they're expecting another 6.5 million people in the next 10 years. This is huge. We've already got 6.8 million people here. So we're going to see a massive population increase. With that population increase, you're going to see a shortage of homes, and that's what we're going into now. Number 2 is job growth. Why are we seeing all these people come to Texas? There's jobs. We have plenty of jobs in Texas. When the U.S. has seen about 3 million jobs that have been cut in the last year, 70% of all the new jobs created were in Texas. There's 840,000 jobs last year were created in Texas when the rest of the U.S. lost 3 million. That's pretty impressive. Texas is a very capitalist place to do business. And when the savings and loan crisis happened and the oil bust happened, they saw that they were very dependent on natural resources. So they said we need to diversify. So what they did was ensured that employers wanted to bring their employees here and they want to do business. So they started deeding land, they started giving huge tax incentives, and they started asking people to come and bring their business here. Now we have more regional and corporate headquarters here than anywhere else in the United States. Number 3 is cost of living index. Texas is actually 28.6% lower than the rest of the United States on cost of living index. Dallas is actually number 2 in the nation for lowest home prices. So cost of living means, what are we looking at? Median home price. Let's talk about that for a second. The median home price here went from $130,700 last year to $150,100. The median income went from $90,000 last year to $98,000 this year. So what does this mean? Usually whenever you see a median home price of $150,000, it's going to be in the Midwest. And it's usually coupled with a $38,000 to $42,000 median income. So the $98,000 median income is coupled with something like San Francisco, for instance, where it's $99,000, but the median home price is $599,000. So if you equate all this together for a cost of living index, what this justifies is that people in Dallas have a lot more money to spend because they make a lot of money, but their home prices are much lower. So that's driving our economy. That's why we sell more cars than anywhere else in the United States. That's why there's more restaurants per capita in Dallas than anywhere else in the United States. So it's driving our economy. There's a lot of expendable income. The next point is market motivators. What is driving the market? Why is the market going up? Here in Dallas, the reason is simple supply and demand. We have a huge population increase. The people that are existing here, the 6.8 million residents, are making good money. So we're having a shortage in housing. The builders aren't building enough houses because the banks aren't lending enough money. So we're seeing a simple supply and demand issue, which is driving housing prices up. So that's what's motivating the market here in Dallas. And finally, regional indicators. When you're looking at markets, you want to look at what regional indicators are there that could affect your investment that are beyond your control, such as hurricanes, earthquakes. In the instance of hurricanes, you have to have flood insurance, which costs about $100 a month extra. So we need to look at these regional indicators and say, hey, what can I control and what can I control and how's it going to affect my investment? In Dallas, it's a very good market because there are no regional indicators that say, hey, I've got catastrophe possibilities that could affect my investment. What is different with our company than all these other companies that are out there? Well, number one is we've been around longer than anybody else. When the market crashed in 2006, we actually were working off of all of our own capital. We use cash capital. We don't borrow money from banks. So when everybody else went out of business because they were borrowing money, we actually expanded our business and took over the market. We were the only people that were doing investment properties for several years. Now that the market's coming back, we're seeing a lot of guys enter the market and they're trying to copy our turnkey system that we utilize. But we actually own all of the businesses. So although other people might have a few key pieces to the puzzle, they don't have all of them. By owning the investment company, by having our own cash capital, by having the banks that we buy direct from in bulk with cash, by owning the construction company, by owning the property management company, having the warranty and the insurance, we can offer our clients a turnkey system where truly all they have to do is choose the house. Our turnkey system is different than anybody else's out there, as we purchase the houses with cash ourselves. So where other people are actually having the buyers purchase the house themselves and then doing the rehab themselves, this puts the buyer at risk because all of the risk is on the purchaser. We in turn are different in that we purchase the house ourselves with our own cash. We then do the construction with our own money, and then we put a tenant in the property. So our investors, when they purchase a property, are getting a finished product with the investor already receiving cash flow because a tenant's already in place. So this is different than any other system out there. So it mitigates the risk on the investor and makes the cash flow positive from day one. What we do is we purchase homes from the banks in bulk. We pay cash for these houses, and we've done this for 12 years. So I have relationships with banks and people that are from the REO side of these banks, and I get first pick from these list of homes that come through prior to the general public. So what we're able to do is we're able to purchase these houses way below market value, and we get to cherry pick the best of the best. We're getting about 3,000 houses a month right now, and we're taking the best 30 to 40 properties and bringing those to our investors. So once we have identified these homes and we purchase these homes, our construction team then immediately comes in and does a full renovation on them. We actually make these properties better than new. We're changing out air conditioning systems, hot water heaters, paint, carpet, all the things that most people do, but the systems, the appliances, we warranty these things, and we go in and go way above and beyond on the original construction. So they are the nicest houses in the neighborhood. Immediately while we're constructing the houses, we actually start marketing it for lease as well. So we've got a tenant coming in, waiting to come in this brand new house, and we're going to get cash flow from day one. So immediately when that process is taken care of and we have the house completed, the tenant's in, then we sell it to our investor, and they're receiving the cash flow immediately. But on top of that, we have a lot of equity built in the house that we give away as well. Since we're doing 30 to 40 houses a month, we're able to charge very low prices. The Costco approach to housing, if you will. We make a little bit of money on a lot of product, and our investors are able to achieve high returns on their money with cash flow positive from day one. I have a crew of about 110 men, and by doing 10 to 12 houses a week, I can get a lot lower construction prices. We buy the supplies in bulk. We use Mohawk carpets, Sherwin-Williams paints. We buy the appliances in bulk. We buy everything in bulk. So we're saving money there, and we don't have to subcontract the work out because we own our own construction company. So we don't have to pay the 20% overhead and profit that another construction company would. We can keep the prices very low, the product very high, and deliver to our customers, the investors, the top end product at a very low price. Then that keeps the equity and the cash flow very high on these products. What we do when we go in these houses is we do a complete renovation. We look at every detail on the house. We change out air conditioners, hot water heaters, heating systems, garbage disposals, sinks, flooring, carpet, you know, a lot of tape bed and texture.
So it's the paint is a smooth paint, but the texture that's actually there is done before, and then we go through and do the paint on it.
Yeah, it looks really good.
And this is the bullnose corners, so they're round corners.
Yeah,
So if kids come running through and they can catch a corner on it, you just kind of smoothly go right around.
This home right here is $82,000 after the rehab. So we're going to see inside in just a little bit so you can see how complete the rehab is. Nothing is left for a later breakdown. Everything's replaced that needs to be replaced so that a landlord can enjoy the cash flow coming in and not have to be dishing out a lot of cash to fix things.
The sidewalk and the driveway, we will actually replace all this. So this will all be new. The driveway will be brand new concrete. The city sidewalk, although this is a city sidewalk, we have a program with the city where it's a 50-50 program. The city contributes half and we contribute half, and they're going through and replacing all the sidewalks in the city. So all this stuff will be new. From the exterior of this property, it'll have a brand new roof. You can see that the roof needs to be changed out. The siding, we'll take all the bushes and everything out and put new flowers and everything. There's so many things that go in. We actually spend about $25,000 to $35,000 on these homes. A lot of the Cash Flow Kings houses, we replace driveways, we replace sidewalks, roofs. So whatever it's going to take to get that home to brand new condition, that's what we're going to do. This is a home that needs, some work, and usually our average construction is probably about $30,000 on these properties. So, the main things are coming in and making sure the roofs are good, the air conditioning systems, the heating systems, the hot water heaters, the appliances, all these mechanical systems. That's the things that could go wrong. Obviously, we inspect them before we purchase them to make sure that the foundations are good and all these things. So. Quite a bit of work goes into them. There's a lot of cosmetic stuff, the flooring, the carpeting. Yeah, no blue carpet. We'll actually come in and lay our Armstrong flooring over in the areas of high traffic, in the wet areas, and redo the bathrooms. Sinks, tubs, toilets, all that stuff. Nobody wants to have a house that's considered a new home with, some old stuff in it. So even down to the switches and plates and plugs and doorknobs and fans and light fixtures. So quite a bit of work goes into them. I want to talk a little bit about the products that we use. For instance, you see the flooring. This is an Armstrong product that we utilize. It's actually a polymer product that is almost like rubber. It's very thick. It's pretty expensive, but it lasts very well. It wears very well. You can mop it. You can see that it looks exactly like wood floors. For instance, if we had somebody that came in and they're bringing, all the tenants, they bring their own washers and dryers and their own refrigerators. Let's say if there was a wheel off and it gouged it, it's very difficult to mar this, but if it did, we can come in and we can cut one plank out and replace one plank instead of replacing the whole floor. It doesn't deteriorate or weather. We've been using this product for about 5 years and we've never had to replace any of it. Every house has the exact same carpet that we use in it. For instance, if we had a spot that we just absolutely couldn't clean out, it cleans very well, but if we had one, we could come in and we could cut the spot out and we could seal it in, and you don't have to replace the whole room. The paint, for instance, you can fill the walls. We use a very high-grade Sherwin-Williams paint. It's washable, so for the children, a lot of builders use flat paint, which shows a lot of dirt. We use a darker color on the walls. Notice the white ceilings to add more light, so we can use a darker color on the walls. But we can come and we can wash this. If not, we can just touch it up. Every house is exactly the same color, so we don't have to go, what color was this house? What color is that house? So it's, a lot of experience and forethought has gone into each and every one of these houses. So every one of them are going to look exactly the same. They're all done exactly the same. We change out all these systems, and I get the question quite a bit of, the Texas Cash Cow product. Those are newer houses. Maybe some of them are just a couple years old. Why are you changing out air conditioners on this product if they're so new? Well, when houses sit in foreclosure, remember, they sit there for a while. Hot water heaters and air conditioning systems are copper-based systems. So as they've sat, if there's any condensation whatsoever in these systems, then it tends to corrode. So we don't know if these systems are going to last 6 weeks, 6 months, or 6 years. So we put the new systems in so we have the peace of mind, and our customer has a peace of mind that everything's new and they're not going to have to pay for this service on the back end.
Said $35,000 worth of work is like $60,000 to somebody else. What do you mean by that?
Well, we have about 95 guys that are working for us right now that do full time, and we buy these products in bulk. So we get a lot lower prices than normal people would. We own the construction company, so we can do work a lot cheaper than subcontracting it out or than anybody else. So turning 10 properties a week, these guys get a lot lower rate and get paid a lot less, but they get a lot more jobs. So we can do construction at a lot less price. So this house has a lot of construction to be done, and we've got it about $35,000 worth of work. The roof, heating and air conditioning system, pretty much the house is going to be gutted. The bathrooms, the kitchen, appliances, the whole gamut. So it needs to be completely redone.
So that is the power of the network. Because if you come out here and try to do this yourself, first of all, it smells really bad. It's got that fresh foreclosure smell. And then, to try to hire your own contractors, and you're going to pay full price for supplies because you're not buying in bulk. And so this is what so many people just don't understand, is that coming out here, trying to do it yourself seems like it would save you money. It seems like you could get the deal cheaper. But it's not the case when you've got someone like Phil who's buying 30, 40 properties a month. So the bank discounts them for him more than they would for you or me individually. And then you get your supplies in bulk. Then you have your contractors who work steadily for you, so they work for less than they would for me, right? That's right. And so what kind of discount does that then turn around for the buyer, for the investor?
We're looking at equity on this house of probably about $30,000, $35,000. And one of the things I can add is, trying to do it yourself. We even have a lot of investors that are here from Dallas that, have the ability to do it themselves, and they can't. The deals aren't available for them. They don't know about these foreclosures. We get the foreclosures before they come out to the active market. And, being able to buy the finished product and not have to deal with the contractors or wait until you get the construction done to get your tenant in. They're getting the finished product that's completely done, headache-free, with a tenant in. It's cash flowing, right away. So that's the big value add that we have, and even a lot of investors from Dallas are taking advantage of it.
Yeah. And then again, someone like you who you're turning 30 homes a month, well, you don't need to have as big a margin either of profit. Whereas if somebody's out there doing 1 or 2 flips, he's got to charge a lot more per deal to survive, right? And you're doing enough that you can keep your margins low so that the investor gets more equity.